Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to discuss about the pharmacy practice activity classification, and we have already discussed few points over here in this slide. And in next slide we are going to discuss more about this classification. As you have seen that level of practice and decision making pharmacy practices take place in different level. Means the decision of pharmacy practice is taking place at different level of in an institution or hospital. The ultimate aim of the activities at all these levels is to benefit patients by improving and maintaining their health. So our objectives and our goals is that we have to keep our all concentration on patient improvement or benefit of the patient. Activities at individual patient level comprise all aspects of providing and managing a patient drug therapy, that is pharmaceutical care, including clinical pharmacy services. So what is our duty as a pharmacist and activities? Patient level comprises all aspects of providing, managing patient drug therapy. Means you have to manage the patient with the drug, whatever you are providing as a therapy. And that contains pharmaceutical care, number one, means care of the drugs which you are giving as a therapy, and clinical pharmacy services, what services you are providing from your pharmacy in that hospital. At this level, decisions are made on issues of pharmaceutical care and triage, that is prioritization of the care. Means care in care also you have to put the priorities, what you have to do first and what you have to do last. Patient follow means after the patient taking the medication and comes back to your hospital, then you have to have a follow-up plan that what you are going to do next, and therapeutic outcome monitoring, and what are the results of your therapy with the drugs. Is there any improvement or no improvement in the patient? Some of the activities at the level of supply management in community and hospital pharmacy, such as a manufacture. Means the supply of the drug is not only the finished goods which is available in your pharmacy, but you also prepare some drugs, the bulk we called it, and how this bulk can be provided to the community surrounding your hospital. In hospital pharmacy, what manufacture, compounding, procurement, and distribution of the medicines are seen as routine or back office activities and are not discussed. So inside the pharmacy, what will be your activity? You are manufacturing certain bulk, you are compounding certain drugs, your procurement means purchasing some raw material and distribution of the medicine in inpatient hospitals and outpatient hospitals and in the community pharmacies. However, these activities remain important as the availability of medicines of assured quality at the affordable price is a prerequisite for any pharmaceutical care. Means care, pharmaceutical care doesn't mean only you're providing drugs or medicines to the patient, but you have to provide, and it should be available all the time whenever required by the patient or your other staff of the hospital. As well as you have to assure the quality of that medicine you're providing under the affordable price, means patient can afford those prices, and this is prerequisite of any pharmaceutical care. Pharmaceutical care means your quality of the drug should be at a higher level and affordable price. For official recognition and reimbursement or intervention in the healthcare system, pharmacies usually need to comply with a wide range of rules relating to healthcare. Means the pharmacist has to follow certain rules and regulations according to the FDA, according to other organizations who is taking care of the pharmaceutical care. So important aspects include terminology, what terminology you are using, standards which is given in certain books. If you go through hospital pharmacy book, William Hassan, you will find certain standards of the pharmaceutical care you are providing to the patient. Documentation, how you maintain the file of a patient, record of the medicine, responsibility yours, and your accountability means check and balance of one pharmacist also. This is all important at the level of an institution, such as hospital, clinical managed care organization or pharmacy, tools used for medicine selection, including formularies. So what are the tools of selection of the medicine? We make a formulary in which we select the certain required drugs or medicines, standard treatment guidelines, and we must have in our hand the standard treatment guidelines. What do we mean by standard treatment guidelines? Means the guidelines provided to the pharmacist and the doctor how to dispense your medicine and how to prescribe the drug by the physician, and how the other staff, including the nurses, should take care of this whole process. So it's a teamwork. These tools are typically developed by the Drug and Therapeutic Committee. There is a committee in the hospital, which is known as the Drug and Therapeutic Committee, or by the National Essential Medicine Committee. Or there is a big committee next on the national level. They will take care of this pharmaceutical care. The development process is no longer confined to the developing group but involves professionals at all levels and is increasingly based on clinical evidence rather than isolated expert opinion. Means what is going on in your hospital? What are the results of those drugs which is provided to the hospital? Means we must have a clinical evidence, means there is an improvement of symptoms of the patients in that hospital. This is known as clinical this is a clinical evidence rather than isolated expert opinion. These tools should be accepted by individual healthcare providers and should be implemented. At the system level, for example, at national, federal, state, or district level, it's a geographically we are looking at planning, management, legislation, regulation, and policies are the enabling environment in which any healthcare system develop and operate. For healthcare system to develop and operate in properly, we need certain environment such as at the level of national, federal, state or district, as well as we must have some planning, management system, legislation and regulation and policies of our hospital. The system level also include standard of practice and mandate for pharmacy that are managed at a national, federal, regional, state or district level depending on the country. National medical policy become an integral part of any country national health. So we must have a national medicine policy which is an integral part of the national health policies. At the international level, there are moves to harmonize approaches worldwide. Means we want to create a similarity in at international level around the world, and appropriate that warrants greater attention in view of the global reach of the pharmaceutical industry and pharmacy practice. It means we must apply the pharmaceutical industry and pharmaceutical practice all over the world. At community and population level, pharmaceutical practice comprises the activities which support the other level, that is information, education, communication to promote public health. The provision of medicines information, research, dissemination of the new information, education and training of the staff, consumer groups, community-based organization and health system researchers. Health promotion, disease prevention and life style modification are activities at community level that have a public health focus. So you want to provide services through your pharmacy to the community. What you have to do, you have to consider the health promotion, means you have to promote the health aspect, disease prevention, you have to participate in the disease prevention and help out the people for the lifestyle modification. Pharmacists can offer public health intervention more conveniently than other groups since they are easily accessible and recognized as expert in matter of health. Means the biggest role is in this health team is the role of the pharmacist. They can intervene in the public health if public health is deteriorating and the hospitals are not providing proper medication, then they have to pharmacists have to intervene and help out the community to come out with this problem. Pharmacists are a trusted source of information and advice on health and medicine. Why people trust on pharmacists? Because you have a knowledge. You have studied all the subjects. You have done an internship in certain hospitals. So you know better than others. However, they cannot operate in isolation and must accept joint responsibility with all health professionals to serve community and public health goals. So to serve the service community or public health goals, you have to work as a team and must have a responsibility. Pharmacotherapy decision making. Now we will talk about how to take a decision. Pharmacotherapy decision making. There are 6 steps in decision making. The 6 steps of the shared decision making (SDM) and sample language can help provide work with patient to make better decision making together. Means how you take the decision for the patient to provide maximum benefit from your hospital, and you are leading, you are a leader of the team, that you are a pharmacist, and there are 6 steps. First, invite the patient to participate. Means without patient you cannot, because if I will give you an example that there are 2 type of product available in the market. One is tangible. Tangible means solid, which you can touch, feel, and see. For example, bus, for example, certain machines. But services are intangible. And services, the manufacturer manufactures the product in factory. For example, Cervix tablet, vitamin C, or some other medication, benzodiazepines, antidepressant, antipsychotic. These all drugs are prepared in factory. They don't allow any patient to be there to see how they are manufacturing. But in hospital, doctor, when providing information to the patient and making round to the ward, without patient he cannot take the ward, and without doctor patient cannot get the benefit. For intangible, we call it services. For that service product, both has to be there to manufacture a product. For example, consultant, lawyer, doctor, and any advisor. They just give, without student I can't take the class, without me you cannot take the class. So both should be there to manufacture. So if you are listening my lecture or reading my lecture with your full concentration and I am giving you this lecture with full dedication, then we manufacture a good product of education. But if you are not there and I am just talking to my screen and I upload this lecture on the YouTube and you will never see that before the examination, then my product is not properly manufactured because of your negligence. Or I am not giving a lecture properly, this is my negligence. So both has to be present to prepare So that's why they say the first rule is that invite the patient to participate. If the patient itself take interest to his treatment, so he should be there while doctor is taking decision. Sample language, there is a decision to make about your treatment for testing, and I had like to make it with you. Means to the patient, you just talk with the patient, there is a decision to make about your treatment for testing. We are going to test our treatment on you. Are you agreed? And I'd like to make it with you. Knowing what's important to you will help us make better decisions. Means if you understand our treatment and you feel this is better for you, then it's easy for us to take a decision. Or sometimes in medicines are not as clear as most people think. Let's work together so we can come up with the decision that's right for you. So if you are there, if you participate, then you can help us out to understand that we have taken a right decision. Then present your options, means give options to the patient that I have selected three types of treatments and I am going to discuss about it. Should I go to the operation, surgery? Should I go to the give certain medicine to you? Or we will go for some alternative medicine like homeopathic, acupuncture, or herbal or something else. So present the option of the treatment before making any informed consent. Patient need to know all options available to them. Sample language when not using a decision aid. Here are some choices we can consider, or here are your options. उसके सामने in front of that patient, just keep certain options of the treatment, then he can understand and then he can help you out to select the options. When using a decision aid, did you have a chance to read or watch the material about your option? Means you give those options to him to read and then give him time also to the patient and then come back. Which of the treatment or test would you like to discuss? Means you will give an option to the patient for 2-3 days to read and go through these alternative options, and if you decided, please let us know which option you have selected and why. Or let's take a few minutes to review options you have, or in front of patient you can review the options what you have provided for him. Provide information on benefit and risk. Means you have to provide information to the patient that these are the benefits from the treatment and these are the risks along with this treatment. Give balanced information, use number rather than words when you can. Without them, patient tends to overestimate the benefits and underestimate the risk, and their expectations are less realistic. So what you have to do? You have to use the number. The drug has got 80% benefit, but 20% risk are there. So you have used a number. It's also important to check in with patients to make sure that they correctly understand potential benefit and harm. Means the patient should tell you that now I have understand what are the benefit of this treatment and what are the risks with this treatment. Provide information, sample language. Let's go over the benefits and the risk of the option you are considering to check for understanding. You have seen a lot of numbers which can be confusing. Do you have any question? May I help you sort through them? Or I want to show that I have explained things well. Please tell me what you hear or wrote down about most important benefits and risks. In that way, we provide opportunity to the patient go through this material and alternative treatment and participate in decision making, and when you will select one, then you have to discuss with the patient. Okay, this is the end of the lecture.